King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah.
Chuck Diesel.
What's good, homies? What's good? King Ray Ray back in the joint. Let's get ready to do this. All right. Let's give the people a few minutes to get in the joint, man. Just a few minutes to slide in. Yeah, if y'all hear the AC blowing, man, I got the heat blowing. It's cold as a fool in the south right now, man. Got the heat blowing, so y'all might hear it in the joint. Let's get over here, man, and shout out the homies in the chat. Big Rich, what up, man? C Rob, I see you, man. PJ, what up, PI, man? I see you, bro. D Stu, what up, man? Falcone, what's up with you? D Flemings, what up, Flems? Good to see you in the joint, man. Appreciate you being in the joint with me. Vaughn, what up, man? YMC. All right, all right. The mod squad is coming together in the joint, man. Don Perignon, what up, man? LG, what up with you? Y'all know what to do when you slide in, brothers. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up when you come in the door, man. We got a cold show lined up for you tonight. Cold show lined up for you. So before we get started, let's give the people a few minutes to get in the joint, man. Khalil Shakur, what up with you, brother? Good to see you in the joint, man. Bless up. So yeah, man, it's been a pretty productive week, man. I hope everyone has had a productive week. We sliding into that weekend again, man. And we made it through another one, man. Meek, what up, man? Logan, what's up, man? What's up? Appreciate you, bro. Yo, man, this time of night, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I be getting sleepy as hell. You know what I'm saying? But this the time I got the show set up for, man. And I got people who set aside this block in their schedule. So, I gotta do what I gotta do. BOA on the go with the late show, man. That's how it gotta be. Preezy, what up, man? D McCovery, what up, brother? Bless up to you. Appreciate that, Preezy. Appreciate it. So, man, let's give the people a few more minutes, man. We're going to give them 2 more minutes, man. We're going to get it in 5 minutes, man. Let's give them a few minutes to get in here, man. So, I wanted to talk about this topic, man, because I got a partner who just touched down, man. And I've known this for a while. And, just seeing how amazed people are again, what I'm saying? I've had other partners who come home, man, from doing a bid, and when I say bid, I mean 10 or better. So, I've had a couple of partners, man, actually a few partners who come home, man, from doing bids. And this is just the latest example of me, seeing them get the exact same result when they touch down. And I said, I wonder if people know that you can implement these same principles into your life. Now, it's a little bit more difficult because you got to do it on your own. You understand? When men are in prison, they have a set routine to live by force, not by choice. So you can apply it to your life, but it's gonna take a well made up mind, and the effects of it, man, the way it affects your life, man, your life is gonna change instantly. You know what I'm saying? I call going to prison forced red pill. It's forced red pill. You have no choice but to view women in relationships from one particular perspective when that's your situation. Hey man, that's enough of that heat, man. Let me cut this heat off right quick, man. Y'all give me a minute. I'll leave it on, cut it down to maybe 66. All right, let's get it in, man. Let's get it in. We're going to talk about 5 reasons men who've been to prison beat Father Time and how you can duplicate it in your life. The one thing that my homies from the pen always get when they touch down is how they don't look like they've aged a bit. And everybody I know I know a bunch of people that have been to prison, but, not necessarily my homies. But, I know personally a lot of people who've been to prison. And the one thing that they, for the most part, 9 out of 10 of them have in common is that they don't seem to have aged a bit. Even the ones who have gotten a little gray, they still don't seem to have aged outside of that gray. And we're going to talk about some reasons why right now. When we look at something like going to prison, I've never heard a man speak on it positively as if it's something that, if he had to do it again, he would do it again. But there's a silver lining in every cloud. And even in prison, there's a silver lining in the cloud. And I'm going to share some of those things with you guys tonight. Now, have I myself been to prison? No, I've been able to avoid it. You know what I'm saying? I've done some things that should have landed me there. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the face of the judge facing it. But God just had another plan for me. You know what I'm saying? Because technically, the way things worked out for me, brother, it was nothing but the hand of God. Because, the cat I was seeing, man, that boy was cutthroat, man. He was cutthroat. I give y'all a little short backstory on that. So I was facing a judge, man, who, he absolutely hated those who were charged with the crime I was charged with. He absolutely hated it. He'd do crazy things like make a cat draw a card or, just all types of crazy things that he'd do when it came to issuing time. Now, in retrospect, had we known that he couldn't do any of those things, but you got cats going in there, man. A lot of cats, I know cats with money who went in with court-appointed attorneys, man, just to not have to break that bread, to leave their bread with their people. But anyway, to make a long story short, right when I was getting ready to face him, bro, I'm talking about I had all my continuances were done. Man, they caught that fool sleep on the bench. That nigga was on the news, sleep on the bench. He was an older judge. Man, he was literally on the news, knocked out in the middle of court. Man, they say he was snoring in there and everything. Of course, we didn't have the audio on the news, but man, that boy was in there like he was slobbering at the mouth. So he was on his way out. Once my attorney found that out, once he got that for real, he knew it was etched in stone, that he was only going to last until Christmas. And then when the new year started, it was going to be over. Man, listen, man, he immediately he pushed me far enough ahead to get past the new year. And then we bumped over. We literally went to court on January 5th. And he bumped us over there, man, to the next courtroom, man. And this was one of the most generous judges. And he's known. We call him the gentle giant judge. You know what I'm saying? Huge judge, man. Boy, just ain't got a mean bone in his body. And that's the only way I was able to navigate that, bro. Because I was looking at that. It would come in my way. So I say that to say this, but I have many partners who have gone and done that time. You know what I'm saying? Have a couple of cousins, man, who one's still in. One just touched down. Been gone 21 years. So just speaking to these men, asking them what they did, because they all have one similar result. They don't seem to have aged a bit. Now let's get into these things. And I'm going to tell you, the reality of this is you can't get this effect anywhere else in the world. There are some things, now you can go other places and get some of these benefits, but all of these benefits can only be gotten in prison. So let's get into this, man. First of all, you get heightened levels of testosterone because that's all that's around you. The entire environment permeates testosterone, emanates testosterone, perpetuates testosterone. It's a pure test fest. So everyone's test level is high, and everyone's test level stays high. And the higher your testosterone levels are, the healthier your body is. The stronger your immune system is. The flatter your gut is. The more muscular your body is. The more masculine your mind is. Heightened levels of testosterone. They can't be matched anywhere. Even in the military, these levels of testosterone can't be matched because there are women in the military as well. And you're free to go. Now, maybe basic training. Basic training in the military is one of the few other places that you can get that. But the thing about basic is it doesn't have that dog eat dog element to it, where not only is your testosterone heightened, but your sense of protecting yourself is heightened. Your sense of defense, your sense of offense, your battle mechanism is ready to go. Which just gives you a greater sense of it gives you a greater sense, I won't say of fearlessness, but a greater sense of peace, because you know your environment. It's not gonna change. Every day in prison, your life is the same, which means you have a set routine that eliminates the need to stress about the nuances of an ever-changing landscape like we do in the free world. Out here, you never know what's going to happen. You could go outside to get in a car wreck. You never know what's going to happen. You understand? You really can't protect yourself from a drunk driver. You understand what I'm saying? You can go out and have a blowout. You really can't protect yourself from having a blow, or you can protect yourself from having a blowout. You only have a blowout if you got a bald head tire on your car. You might run over something and get a flat, but you only have a blowout with a bald head tire. I've never seen anybody with new tires have a blowout, unless it was a faulty tire. But you get in this environment where your routine is set, so you don't stress about when you're going to eat. You don't stress about what you're going to eat. You don't stress about going to the grocery store. You don't stress about traffic. You don't stress about the person that pulled over in front of you and made you want to snap. You don't stress about, somebody calling you from the school, man, because your son got into a fight. You don't worry about none of the outside stresses once you get into your routine. So think about everything you stress about in a month, in a year even. That's eliminated in prison. Yes, now there are stresses that are involved in there, but they're fewer because most things in prison are already governed by someone else. You ain't got to worry about you ain't got to worry about when you go to bed, they tell you when to go to bed. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to worry about this. You ain't got to worry about having medical insurance to go see the doctor. You have no concerns of the outside world. Except maybe worrying about your loved ones, thinking about your loved ones. But other than that, you don't have those stresses. You ain't got to worry about the police locking you up for nothing. You're already locked up. There's a whole bunch of stresses that you don't have. Air Force Bees, man, what's good, bro? Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say, cats talk about fish can feed you. What can women do for you? Keep you from feeding yourself if you don't watch out. No doubt, bro. Salute to you. Appreciate the super chat. Another thing is this. You have no feminine energy and the issues that comes with it. You ain't got to get into no beef with nobody about no chick. You ain't got to worry about no chick setting you up. You ain't got to worry about your chick setting nobody up. You ain't got to worry about your chick going out there being with somebody else. You ain't got to worry about the baby not being yours. You ain't got to worry about where she at. You ain't got to worry about what she's doing. You ain't got to worry about what she contributing. You ain't got to worry about contributing to her. You ain't got to worry about having no shootout with no cat who think you messing with his old lady. You ain't got to worry about having no shootout with no cat who old lady you messing with for real. You ain't got to worry about no woman hitting you up telling me, hey, I think I'm pregnant. You ain't got to worry about none of these things. So I ask you, when you think about all the stresses that you deal with when it comes to women in this world, ask yourself, what's the benefit you get? Sex. So ask yourself, is it totally bad? Is it bad at all that a man who's in prison don't have to deal with none of that? Now, he can't get no sex now. I mean, it's the way the old prison guards act. I don't know. But you understand what I'm saying? He doesn't have regular access to women for sex, but he also don't have regular access to women for their drama and their foolishness and their nonsense. See what I'm saying? Man, listen, bro. You do not understand how valuable it is to not have negative feminine energy around you until you are away from it. Whether locked away from it, moved away from it, but away from it. Nothing enhances your masculine energy, your testosterone levels, your alpha energy more than taking some time away from feminine energy. And these are just some things that cause these men to see. Stress is what makes you look old. Let's just get that out of the way. Stress is what makes you get older prematurely. Stress is what gives your ass kidney disease, heart disease, liver disease, cancer. Stress is what it is. Stress and diet. If you can eliminate your stress and clean up your diet, nigga, you can live forever. You can live to be 100. Eliminate stress and clean up your diet, you can live to be 100. And nobody has a cleaner diet than a nigga in prison. Commissary don't come all the time. They feed you crap in there. You know you ain't finna. Man, let me tell you something. You ain't finna get no McDonald's in prison. You ain't finna get no Burger King. You ain't finna get no Pizza Hut. You sure ain't finna get no Popeye spicy chicken sandwich. You ain't finna get none of that. So all this crap that we eating out here, you ain't finna be sitting here guzzling alcohol all the time. You understand? You ain't finna be shit. Some of these prisons, you can't even smoke cigarettes in them no more. You're gonna get the proper amount of rest. Lights out every night, same time. Same time every night, lights out. Same time every morning, lights on. Just how it is. It's such a routine that you're almost in a state of living in a robotic life. Everything is already mapped out. Every day you know what you're gonna do. Listen, even if you get say you get work release. Say you get that. Say you're just a trustee that gets to go out and do work somewhere else. Or like you're just on a work detail. Every day you already know what it's gonna be. You're gonna get up, you're gonna go there, you're gonna leave there, you're gonna come back. Every single day. 5 days a week, you're gonna do that. But every day you're waking up at the same time. So you ain't got to worry about the stress that comes. Boy, if you don't get the proper rest, you're gonna age quickly. And that's one of the main things that they get there, man. They get the proper amount of rest. They get the proper amount of rest. When you're in prison, your ass gonna get the proper amount of rest. Even if you ain't sleep, you're gonna get some rest. You know what I'm saying? Certain time of night, you're gonna be up in there. C. Douglas, what's good, brother? Bless up. Another thing, unless they really, really want to work to do it, they don't have none of this social media bullshit to worry about, man. None of it. It ain't no drama coming to you from social media when you behind the wall, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody finna be, all in your business on social media. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody finna tell you that your girl at their house. You ain't finna roll up on nobody with no drama when you behind the wall. Now, don't get me wrong, man. There be boys on social media all the time. You know what I'm saying? Behind the wall. But it's by choice. It is not readily available. I won't say it's by choice, but it's not readily available. It's not something you can't just be out in the open. Nigga, you can't be spending hours of your day, wasting hours of your day being counterproductive to your own life because you on social media, wasting time. And that's the key to all of this. A man behind the wall values his time. He values his time. You know why? Because his focus is on his time. When you're doing time, your focus is on your time. When you're in math class, your focus is on your math. You ain't sitting in math class worrying about English, nigga. That's the truth of it. Another thing is this. Working out is a necessity in that environment if you want to be in the best position to handle whatever comes your way. It is almost a prerequisite. It is totally, absolutely necessary to be in the best physical shape you can be in, just in case, because you never know what's going to pop off. Hey, listen, you never know when the beatdown boy's going to come in. I had a homie named Spinks, man. And he ended up, man, he took a charge for his old lady, but I'm explain that to you. He was thumping it up with some cats. You know what I'm saying? 3-on-1. He was thumping it up with some cats. And then a couple of more of their partners jumped in and the tables turned on him. Man, his old lady, man, ran to the whip, got the pistol, came back, shot 3 of them niggas. You know what I'm saying? They had 2 children. He had some money put up. They had 2 children. They had twins. And the twins weren't even 1 year old yet. And you know, babies, that young lead they mama. So, man, he did what a man does. He took the gun. He took the charge. His wife went home with the babies. Held him down while he was behind the wall. He came home. And you know and he told me stories about the beatdown boys. He said, man, when the beatdown boys come in, when they leave out, something gonna be broke on you. Period. Something gonna be broke. Your nose, your jaw, your arm, your leg, your back. Something gonna be broke on you. And he said, it's just one of those things, man, where the better shape you're in, the more likely you are to be able to hold it down, even when the beatdown boys come in. If you I tell you, I give you a perfect example of, just imagine you're in prison and one of the beatdown boys come in and one of them get behind you and choke you like Eric Garner. Now, just say if Eric Garner had been in, he was already a big dude. Say if he had been in the best possible condition he would have been in. It would have took more than that one dude to hold him down, choking him, and have him not breathing. You understand? He would have been able to handle himself better. He wouldn't have crumbled like a potato chip when that boy jumped on it. That boy wasn't even big. Jumped on his back, man. He crumbled like a potato chip because he was barely able to hold his own body up. You add another man, 160, 170 pound body weight to him, he crumbled like a potato chip. But that's in the free world. You could do that. You could sit around and be fat and slovenly built and not take care of yourself because you got a pistol. You can shoot somebody. You ain't got to fight nobody. Well, guess what? Behind the wall, you might have a weapon, but it's going to be a hand-to-hand combat weapon. It ain't going to be nothing you can use way off from somebody. You're going to have to get close enough to them where you might get yours too. Now, another thing is this. There is no access to porn. There's no access to porn. Now, I'm not talking, this don't cover the fun boys. There's some fun boys who, I mean, you go in fun boy, you come out a fun boy. That's just, we ain't talking about them. We talking about men. The title of this is 5 reasons men who've been to prison beat Father Time and how you can duplicate it in your life. There's no access to porn. You can't just sit in front of your computer for hours watching Pornhub or whatever other porn site there is. You can't just sit there and do that. So semen retention and no FAP takes place at a higher level than anywhere else for a longer period of time than anywhere else. You understand? My partner's real. You understand? And my partners told me, and I take their word for it, that they didn't masturbate while they were behind the wall. They say wasn't nothing to masturbate to. They said they can't masturbate to no memories or no bras. So they just took that energy and put it into working out and building their body and building their mind. And I truly believe them because my partners ain't gonna sit up and lie to me about nothing like that. So when you're talking, man, when you don't have access to the triggers that make men ravish themselves, that make men, non-resistant to temptation, because the opportunities for outreach, for release are there, then you have to understand that the incidence of semen retention and no FAP are very high in that environment. Very high in that environment. So we've covered heightened levels of testosterone, which are unmatched in the human world because there's nowhere else you can go for this longer period of time where testosterone absolutely permeates the environment. There ain't much feminine energy going on in that environment. And even niggas who have feminine energy are trying to suppress it. Or either they're open with it because they want to be open with it. There is no stress and drama from worrying about the everyday issues of the free world. You know what I'm saying? Yes, those issues are waiting on you when you come out. But if you've been behind the wall for 3 years, brother, you ain't worrying about how you're going to pay your light bill. You know what I'm saying? You get to the point where you can't worry about it. Now, if you got a family on the outside that you left behind, hopefully if you got a family and you ended up doing something to get yourself jammed up, you got your family situated. Because the bottom line is, this is one thing I know, man, from chopping it up with from my 5 partners who've been in and out. The one thing I know is it gets to the point where you can't really be worrying about the outside world. You can't waste no emotional energy on the outside world because it's not the environment that you want to be an emotional wreck in. You understand? I'm going to be honest with you, brothers. Many men in the free world could not make it behind the wall. They just couldn't make it. There's men out here, man, who would commit suicide behind the wall. There's many men out here who would blow their brains out if they had to be behind that wall. Information man, what's up, brother? Alpha G, taking over territory. B Haywood, what's good, brother? Manimal, I see you, man. We also covered that there's no feminine energy and the issues that come with it that cause rifts between brothers, that set brothers against one another, that make a man want to kill another man about a woman that want to be with that man anyway. Now, there are some niggas who's in there behind that, but ain't none of it taking place while you're in there. Now, there is a possibility that if you on the outside and you're dealing with a nigga wife who inside, and he inside with somebody, and they just happen to be from your zone, it's possible that that man got a little paper, and he can put some paper on your head and get you jammed up once this cat from your zone get out. Now, I've seen that take place, but it's not something that happens very often. Like that's the perfect storm of events. But the feminine energy that causes rifts between men is not present. So you ain't got many men in there stressing about a woman. It's hard to stress about a woman when you've been behind the wall for 5 years and you got 5 left. It's very difficult to do. So stress, as I stated, stress is what kills men. We get to the point now where the black man's average life expectancy is 48 years old, brothers. We ain't even living to be 50. We are destroying ourselves with a lot of these things that men who are in prison just they're able to avoid. Now, I doubt if there's any man who say, yeah, if I had a chance to not do that time, I'd rather just do it and deal with those things. Nah, they ready to be on the outside to figure out how to deal with them on the outside. Another thing we discussed is they have a set routine that eliminates the need to stress about the nuances of an ever-changing landscape in the free world. Like shit changed so much in the free world, man. I give you a perfect example. You remember the movie I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? If you ain't old school enough, you might not know it, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it anyway. This cat named Fly Guy, he was an old school pimp, got jammed up, did quite a bid. That boy came out, man, the whole world had changed, man. The boy had done about 20 years. He came out, man, that boy came out dressed like a 70s pimp, man. And it was, just imagine dressing like a 70s pimp and it's 2000. That's how he came out, man. The boy had on some glass stacks with fish in the bottom of the hill, man. And they laughed him off the block, man. The boy looked like a clown. But that's what happens. You're in a time warp. Unless you plugged in on the outside, man, it's a totally different world. And to be perfectly honest with you, it's a much more stable world than we have out here. The world we live in is not stable. It's not a stable world, man. You never know what's gonna change. You wake up one day, shit, they've could declare police state in your state. You got tanks riding up and down the damn street. Another thing is this, man. Another thing we discuss is this. You're not giving your strength and peace away through the process of dumping your testosterone into these women. You understand? This is the main reason for you to be working out while you out here. You owe it to yourself to work out, especially if you out here giving your strength away to these women like that. Every time you bust, you give all your strength away. For a very brief moment there, boy, you have no strength. And in that environment, that's not something that every man can do. Now, there are some men, man, those prison guard chicks, man, they begin wild. You know what I'm saying? But not for everybody. So the majority of men don't have that kind of access. So, and you see what the homie C Doug saying in the chat right now, man. Cali, I mean, you have even less freedoms than this. You know what I'm saying? You have less freedoms, but you still have access to the things you need to live a life in there. So when you think about it, it's not like you're in there and you're just, niggas have an idea that prison is like the movie Life, where everybody out there in the field with a hoe planting shit and picking shit out in the field every day. Everybody has the idea that that's what prison life is like, but they don't understand that the movie Life was set in the maybe the 40s, 50s, 60s, somewhere around there, man. Everything that a man needs in that environment, he can get it. But what he does not have is the everyday stresses of a world that has so much feminine energy in it. Even the females who are female guards have to be a little bit tough. Even if they scared as shit, they have to try to act a little bit tough. So everybody is acting hard. Everybody is either hard or acting hard. You get out here in this world, the majority of the men are soft. So feminine energy permeates this world we live in out here. And if you overrun the world with feminine energy, you're going to have a different result than a world that's overrun with masculine energy. You're just going to have that. Another thing we talked about is that working out is a necessity if you want to be in the best position to handle whatever comes your way. So you have a tendency to stay in pretty good shape. You understand? The majority of men in prison are in pretty good shape. There aren't many morbidly obese cats in prison. I'll put it like that. There aren't many, even in the South, there aren't many morbidly obese cats in prison. You know what I'm saying? I had a vending route at a vending account at a prison, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I used to go deep off in there. Like I used to be all the way deep down in there. I'm talking about deep down in there, man. You know what I'm saying? I had access to areas that were restricted, just because I was in there on my business. And man, it's a different environment. You know what I'm saying? It's a different environment for the guys who are there. Hell, it's a different environment for me going in there, totally different from going into a hospital. Just the environment. You can tell the environment. And in that environment, man, real recognize, real so click. Man, listen, just from going in that place, man, 2 or 3 years. And I had it for 2 or 3 years, man. Just going in there, man, I end up linking up, man, with some cats, man, from all over, man. You know what I'm saying? That's cats' name I can call out, man, and they'll know exactly. They'll know who I am by my voice. There's cats that I can see now and know who they are, man. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man, while I'm on that, man, shout out to my homie Bam Bam, man, Big Mike, Greenberg. Shout out to all them boys, man, doing their thing in there, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all boy, get on out of there soon, man, and stay your ass out when you get out. So, and another thing we talked about is the restricted diet. The restricted diet keeps all the chemicals in food. Yeah, they got some bad food in there that niggas don't really want to eat, but I'm talking about the chemicals that's in this fast food. The Popeye spicy chicken sandwich. The McDonald's fries that never decay. See what I'm saying? Drinking soft drinks every single day. Eating pizza every single day. Eating French fries every single day. Drinking 10 Cokes and 5 honey buns every single day. That type of thing. And we also talked about the limited access to porn. I'm not going to say there's no access, but there's limited access. And even if you can access it, it's not like you can just kick your feet up in the day room or on the pod and just kick your feet up and just be sitting there watching porn, man. Not worry about with your phone out, man. Just watching porn. It ain't like you can do it like that. Everything has a purpose behind the wall. Everything has a purpose. Now, let's talk about how we in the free world can implement some of these things into our lives to reap that benefit of maintaining our youthful appearance and youthful exuberance. Because I'm going to tell you like this, man. Ain't nobody no spring chicken. Ain't nobody, if you 20 right now, man, you're going to be 30 next year. That's what it's going to seem like. When you get 30, it's going to seem like it's only been a year or two. So ain't nobody got time to waste and worry about not taking care of themselves. YMC, appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. Said a lot of solid points being made. Appreciate it, bro. Air Force Bees, man, what's good, brother? Appreciate the $20 super chat. Homie said if you're going to, at least drink some water. That's it, man. At least drink some water. So, and water is readily available in there as well. So, how do you implement the high level of testosterone that are unmatched in the human world? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's no way you're going to be able to match that. You're not going to be able to create an environment with that level of testosterone in your everyday life. Because at some point, you got to deal with women. Even if you go to the store, you got to deal with women. Even if you go to, you got to deal with women every day. If you got a job, you show enough dealing with women every day. So you're not going to be able to create that. But what you can do is create that in your home environment. You got to create an environment that is dominated by testosterone. I'm talking about everything in that environment does what it does because the testosterone in the environment permeates the environment and forces everyone in it to buckle under the pressure of the testosterone, meaning you run shit in your house. That's all it means. Your way or no way in your house. My way or no way is the only way you could do it in the free world. You got to eliminate men who have feminine energy, and you got to eliminate women who have masculine energy. Everything needs to be on the accord it needs to be on in that particular environment. Because I'm going to tell you like this. Why you think a woman who's a prison guard ain't nowhere in hell, man, I send my old lady to no prison. As alpha as I am, I still ain't finna send my woman to no prison. Well, I ain't finna send my woman nowhere. She gonna work for me. But if I was a regular cat, I'm not finna send my woman to no prison. I ain't gonna do it. And that's the reality of it, man. But why you think a woman can go in there? A nurse will go in there and lose everything, lose her license and everything, get knocked up by a cat that's behind the wall. Why? Now we talking about a nurse. We just talking about a nurse now. She work in the clinic. She ain't even around all the cats in there all the time. But just a few cats she gets to see, the fucking testosterone level is so high behind the wall, man, that if your woman go in there, man, she liable to get her back blown out by somebody at some point. Now you got some women that just proves and they just ain't gonna, they in there about their business. I'm not saying every woman gonna be affected like that. You know, you got some women who they just were raised a different way, so they gonna be in there. But even them women, the right man can buck her too. There's a lot of that going on, bro. You'd be surprised how many married women who work in a prison are getting their back blown out by a cat behind the wall, bringing that man, their husband, money all the time. You'd be surprised. But it ain't no other environment that woman goes in where the testosterone is so high, where the masculine energy is so high. And women respond to masculine energy one way: submission. That's the proof of everything I say. If you want proof of how women respond to masculine energy, just look at the women in the prison, brother. Now, so you do that in your life by making sure that your environment, man, to be perfectly honest with you, most men should be living by themselves. Most men have not mastered their own manhood enough to be able to have women, to be able to have a woman around them, let alone women. A lot of men talk about how they want multiple women, man, but you ain't masculine enough to handle multiple women. You ain't masculine enough to maintain your masculine mindset and maintain your alpha energy with multiple women around you. It takes a heightened level of masculinity to be able to maintain that. And most men just can't do it. So be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. But that's all you can do. You have to eliminate suckers from around you. You can't be dealing with no beta male simp manginas. You can't be dealing with no lames. You can't be dealing with no cats that got no feminine energy and always off in their emotions, man, doing all type of hoe stakes. You can't deal with none of that. And it helps to be your own boss, so you ain't got to be going to somebody's job and be dealing with all that unbridled feminine energy that you can't even cut up on. See, the problem with having a job with a bunch of women around is if they get out of line, you can't even cut up because you might lose your job. I can't handle that. Because a woman get out of line with me, man, I'm going to cut up. I'm going to cut up. That's the bottom line. I'm going to cut up. And so if you can't even do that, then you can't even be a man in an environment. So that's your goal. Your goal is to enhance your environment with masculine energy. However you need to eliminate anything that's the opposite of masculinity, man. Anything. Hey, you know what, C-Dub? It's crazy, man. D Flynn, appreciate the super chat. Hey, I was going in that prison one day, bro, and they was escorting a chick out of there, man. She was just a regular CO, man, and they was escorting her out of there, man. She was a bush chick though, but you know, man, she had came to work, man, and tried to bring her. I'm talking about right through the front, bro. They had them start wearing clear backpacks and all that, man. And man, she tried to come up in there with a whole pound of with a whole bow, man. You know what I'm saying? She walked right in the front door with a bow, man. Man, they escorted her right back out the door, man. You know what I'm saying? Put up in the whip, man, and got on up out of there, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, threw her in the paddy and got on up out of there, man. And I said, man, that's crazy. But yeah, bro, a lot of shit. And you know what? That remind me, man. I almost got the thumping with a cat in there, man. Because I was, and I'm gonna tell you why, man. I understand the hustle, but I was offended. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knew it because we made a big fuss. So I'm in that joint, man, you know, and I'm just sitting there, man, taking care of my business, man. So I was going to one of my traps, man, and I saw a piece of paper sticking out of it. So when I opened it, I got a piece of paper out, man, and it said, hey, man, you want to make some real money? Then Give me some cell phones in here, and I give you blah blah blah, and I'll give you blah blah blah. Man, before I knew it, man, I dropped everything. I looked around. I was like, which one of these niggas trying to play me? And then the nigga standing over there in the cut, just down there looking like yeah, I to that. I said, hey man, I ain't your bitch, nigga. What you talking about? That's what I look like to you, nigga. This something you say to a woman, dog. Come at me like that, man. So other couple cats came around and said, what's up, man? What's up? Said, man, homeboy that came to me, man, talking about, and man, now I wish I wouldn't have said that, man, but I couldn't help it. I didn't think about it. I just snapped because that's what I felt. I was like, dog, you talking to me like I'm a female, nigga. So I ended up, man, having to go in there, man, and the assistant warden, man, was asking me questions, man. I was like, man, I don't really know what happened, man. It was just, I saw a piece of paper, man, and I made a mistake, thought the wrong thing about it, man. And what it was something that somebody had left me, some female had left me some, man, trying to be with my son. She said she was married or something. I made up some cockamamie shit, man. And but man, I had to sit in there, man, talking to them, man, about 15 minutes, man. I didn't want to sit in there talking to them, man. So I finally threw them off the trail, man, and I was just like, man, this boy here, man, listen, bro. I'm telling you, man, I was ready to thump it up. I like, hold up, nigga. If you think I'm a broad, we need to show something right now. If that's what you think about me, dog. So, but anyway, man. Let's get on back into this thing, man. So, but another thing, man, is they don't have no stresses and drama from worrying about the everyday issues of the free world. Now, that's a tough one. If you in the free world, how do you avoid the everyday stresses and drama of the free world? You can't avoid it completely, but you damn sure better eliminate them the best you can. That's why you can't afford to have no crazy addictions that cause you not to be able to pay your bills. That's why you can't be tricking off out here that cause you not to be able to pay your bills. That's why you can't be putting yourself in a situation with these females that cause you to feel like less than a man. All these things bring unnecessary stress to you. That's why you can't be out here creating no negative energy in your own life. Then when karma come back, you got to pay the consequences. That's why you can't let people with negative energy be around you, male or female. You can never eliminate it, the stresses from worrying about the everyday issues. But boy, you better minimize them. I feel like every man should have 2 or fewer things that you absolutely worry about in your life. 2 or fewer things that you worry about. Now, am I saying some things ain't gonna bother you? No, some shit gonna bother you, and you may have a woman in your life, man, and she dumb as a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, she good as gold, and and that may bother you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As long as it don't stress you out. But I'm talking about stress. I'm talking about things that you're worrying about today. And then let me tell you how you define stress in your life, brothers. I want to say this to y'all. This is how you define stress in your life. If you thinking about some shit and you worrying about it tonight, and you wake up in the morning still worrying about it after a night of sleep, oh, you stressing about that, dog. If you can't sleep tonight because you worrying about that, you stressing about that, dog. If you talking to people that you don't even talk to like that about this problem, people you don't even share your intimate information with like that, oh, you stressing about that, dog. If you need a drink to deal with some, or some weed to deal with some, or you need to pop a pill to deal with some, oh, you stressing about that, dog. If you can't even be productive in your everyday life, if you falling off on business because you worrying about that thing, oh, you stressing about that, dog. As a man, brother, you got to avoid stress. You know what I'm saying? Every black man on the planet has to avoid stress. You have to. Goddess, what's good? Riot, what up, man? These are things you absolutely have to do, man. Another thing you don't have to worry about behind the wall, and that you need to make an adjustment in your real life, is they have a set routine that eliminates the need to stress about the nuances of an ever-changing landscape in the free world. You can't totally eliminate that. See, you're never going to be able to totally replicate or duplicate the energy of being in that environment. But what you can do is change your life and make some adjustments in your life to be able to get as close to that as possible. All the positive aspects of that. So when you get into this, you have to understand that setting a routine for your life is the only way to maximize your time. It's the only way to get everything you need to get done. And it's the only way to fit in everything you need to fit in. If you're on set routine, man, you ain't gonna find no time to work out. You're gonna be working out inconsistently. Sometimes you're gonna work out, sometimes you're not. You're not gonna eat clean consistently. Sometimes you're gonna eat clean, sometimes you're not. You're not gonna get adequate rest consistently. Sometimes you're gonna get it, sometimes you're not. You have to set your life on a routine. Honestly, brother, you should be waking up at the same time every morning. You should be waking up at the same time every morning. If you need a routine in your life, you got to set it. See, if you're in control of your time regardless, then you don't need a routine. Your whole life is a routine. Your routine is whatever it is for any day. Like if you need to stay up till 2 o'clock a.m., but you ain't got to get up until your body say, okay, it's time to get up, you ain't got to have a routine. You know what I'm saying? If your routine, you can set your routine in numbers. Okay, I'm gonna get 8 hours of sleep. That means if I go to bed at 3 o'clock a.m., I ain't waking up till 11 a.m. If you got that time, that kind of freedom, then the routine thing doesn't apply to you. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't apply to you. But you got to set a routine, bro. I did a consultation with matter of fact, I did a consultation with a female the other day, yesterday. And her situation, with her man was all jacked up, man. But it was because she didn't want to get into the routine of doing the things necessary to make the shit stay strong. And I had to teach her that, show her that, and point that out to her. And she finally got it. And dude ended up hitting me. He ended up hitting me up saying, thanking me for, giving her another perspective on it. Because see, what you got to understand is this. Everything in your life that you're dedicated to requires a routine to get it done the right way. If the only thing you dedicated to is your workout, you got to have a routine to get it done the right way. There are very few things in life you can wing it on. Very few things. Now, another benefit is there isn't an overabundance of social media. Oh, man. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, boy. That going to throw some cats back because some cats can't leave that social media alone. Man, let me tell you something. This real talk. If you ain't got no business you trying to promote, bro, honestly, this is real talk. If you ain't got no business you trying to promote, man, you ain't really got no business having most of these social media platforms, man. If you ain't trying to promote a business, bro, you ain't got no business on IG for real. If you ain't trying to promote a business, bro, man, you ain't really got no business on nothing like Facebook for real, man. If you ain't trying to promote a business, bro, or if you're not a brand, if you're a brand, you don't necessarily have to be trying to promote a brand, but just to keep brand awareness, if you're not in business, if you're not representing your business when you're on social media, man, you're on social media for the same reason women be on there, to give and receive validation, bro. That's the only reason. You're on there to give and receive validation, man. No, and that's just the reality of it, man. Air Force, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Homie said, cats talk about fish can feed. What can win? I must have went back up. Nah, I did. What can women do for you? Keep you from feeding yourself if you don't watch out. Salute, bro. Appreciate it. So, the bottom line. Now, look, blacks, like my brother D. Fleming said. Now, ain't no red pills over here. This is the alpha sphere. You understand? That's what this is over here. As a matter of fact, man, I'm in the wrong damn. I'm glad you said that, bro. I'm in the wrong account, man. All right, we should be good now, man. We should be good. Yeah, but you have him subscribe. You subscribe too. I'm going to give you some to help you be a better woman to him. Just go ahead and subscribe. But so you keep in mind, man, that you got to stay the hell off that social media, man. I'm telling you, it's a waste of time, man, if you're not promoting your business. It's absolute complete, man. It don't benefit you at all. And as a man, you can't be doing things that don't benefit you. If you do things that don't benefit you, man, then you're simply not thinking and behaving like a man. You're wasting time. And as a man, you ain't really got time to waste, man. You know that. Another thing that these brothers have, they don't give their strength and peace away through the process of dumping all your testosterone into these women. You know what that means? That means that having sex with women should not be a priority in your life. Am I saying you shouldn't have sex? No, I'm not telling you that, man. I'm never going to tell you that. But what I am telling you is it shouldn't be a priority in your life. It should be a benefit of the life you live. See, it pains me when I hear men talking about how you're supposed to chase beautiful women, how you're supposed to go after what you want, how you're supposed to be okay with readily and willingly accepting rejection from women. It pains me because when a man says that, I know he's not living a life where women look at him and see him as a feasible object for sexual release. Because if a woman sees you as a feasible option for sexual release, she's going to try to let you know that in some kind of way. One woman may not. But if that's your regular energy, trust me, bro, you ain't got to do no chasing. There's no difference between cold approach and chasing. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing. When a cheetah gets ready to chase a gazelle, the gazelle doesn't know the cheetah's coming. The gazelle doesn't want to be chased by the cheetah. But the cheetah wants the gazelle anyway, and so it gives chase. This is all we're talking about, man. You have to understand that your goal in life as a man is to maintain a high level of testosterone. That's your goal. That affects the way you interact with other men. It affects the way you interact with women. And it affects the way other men and women interact with you. If you find a man who's having problems with his woman now, not just some random woman, but with his woman or his women, you find me a man who's having problems with his woman, then I show you a man who needs to work on increasing his testosterone level. Because two things happen. Either your woman is going to submit to your energy, or you're going to have the wherewithal to kick her to the curb if she don't. You ain't going to have no problems with women if you're a masculine man. Because before she becomes a problem, she becomes past tense. So problems with women don't exist in the world of a truly masculine man. There are many problems in the world, and I got 99 of them. But I can guarantee you a woman ain't one. And that's real talk, man. There is a silver lining in every cloud. And right now, I said I was going to give you 5, but I'm giving you 10 silver linings that men who exist for extended period of time behind the wall experience. And I'm also giving you the best insight I can on how to make the adjustment in your life to get those benefits. Because I'm telling you, bro, it's a damn shame when I see some of the cats, man, I was in high school with. I'm like, bruh, like, did you just like, I'm talking about the day after graduation, bro? Did you just like say, okay, I'm just going to get as fat as I can? Like, what's your goal in life to get as fat as you possibly could? Boy, I be seeing cats I went to school with, man, them cats be 400, 450 pounds. Now, not many of them be that big, but all of them, man, be the game, man, 50 to 100 pounds. And I ain't talking about a good 50 to 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like 2 years out of high school, man, I packed on 25 pounds, but I was a beast. You know what I'm saying? I was a beast. Different type of 25 pounds, boy. Stop giving your strength away just because a woman is well. Man, you know what? Y'all act like y'all scared to miss out on some sex. Like ain't no more gonna never come your way. Every man should really, a real masculine man should schedule sex in his life. And if you can't schedule sex in your life, that lets you know that you need to get on the ball because you ain't got women in your life like you think you do. If you can't schedule, if you can't say Saturday, I'm having sex. You ain't got to tell nobody. I ain't saying put it on the calendar and let the women know. But if you can't schedule your sex, bro, then you ain't got it like you think you got it. That's probably why you're jumping on it every time you can, because you can't schedule it. You have to understand, man, that your whole psyche is affected by what my brother just said, youthful exuberance and vitality. Your entire psyche, your self-esteem, what you project into the world, what you expect to receive in return from the world is affected by your youthful exuberance and vitality. And let me tell you a little secret. Being young and vibrant feels good when you're young and vibrant. But boy, ain't no feeling like still being young and vibrant 15, 20, 25 years later. Ain't nothing like it. There is that. Man, let me tell you something. I saw I was watching a little bit of the college football awards, man, before I came on the show, just to kind of, wind down and chill before I came on. And Herschel Walker won some big award that gave Herschel Walker. If you want to see the best running back that ever played college football, man, go watch Herschel Walker highlights when he was at Georgia. Watch him truck everybody on the field, defensive linemen, linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties. Everybody that got trucked by that boy. And even now, right now, man, that boy about 60. And he still does 1,500 push-ups and 1,500 crunches a day, every day. Beast mode. And that boy said right now, in a room full of college athletes, the best college athletes in the country, in a room full of them, said, and MMA fighter now, boy said, I step in the cage with anybody and expect to win. How real is that? How real is that? Step in the cage and expect to win. So another thing these cats have, man, is adequate rest, because it's lights out at the same time every night. That's an easy one right there. Take your butt to sleep at the same time every night, dog. Boy, ain't nothing like rest. I don't care what you're trying to do in your life. You need to repair your mind. You need to repair your body. You need to repair your spirit. It don't matter how hard you work out if you ain't getting the proper amount of rest, because your body recovers and rebuilds while you sleep. So, listen, I'll tell you like this, and it's real talk. If you're not going to get the proper amount of sleep, you might as well stop working out and just eat like a pig, because you are not going to get optimal results And after a while, you ain't going to get no results if you don't get the proper amount of rest to let your body recover, revitalize, rejuvenate, and rebuild. I say recover, revitalize, rejuvenate, and rebuild. And it only does that when you're asleep. Now keep doing it and don't get no sleep. Watch what happens. So that's an easy fix. Set your man, go to bed at the same time every night and get your 8 to 10 hours. If you got to be up at 6 o'clock, boy, you need to be asleep at 10. If you got to be up at 4, man, you need to be asleep at 8. Like, this is not a hard thing to do, man. It's not a hard thing to do. And I won't get into the particulars of what time you need to be asleep in order for your brain to see. You can reset your body later than your brain. Your brain only has a limited amount of time to reset before it's just not going to reset. And it's pretty close to sundown. But we'll get into that some other time. Maybe that's something I'll drop on Patreon. Hey, that's a hell of a way to put it, see? So, when you are living your life on the outside, it's easy to put things off because you have other options. But stop giving yourself other options. Stop giving yourself an option to stay up later. Be a man about it. Force yourself to do the right thing, dog. If you can't control yourself, how you expect a woman to submit to your energy? If you can't control yourself, how you expect your children to submit to your energy? Stop giving yourself options to do the wrong thing, man. I got to repeat this, man. My brother C said the goal inside for him was to maintain a young man's appearance with a grown man's strength and a disciplined program. That says it all. That says it all. And now I'm telling you, man, right now that your goal outside has to be to maintain. That's a little bit more difficult outside because, boy, there are options to do the opposite of everything right. How many options you got to not eat clean? Boy, let me tell you something. That's why I make sure, man, that, you know, I stick to my routine. I put it like that. Because, boy, one day I didn't stick to my routine. Went to get some fishing footage for y'all, man, for Patreon, man. Man, I messed around, boy, and skipped that second meal. And I just stayed at the lake, man. Bro, let me tell you something. Everything I passed, I swear, everything I passed by on the way to the crib smelled like somebody had just put it in my car. I smelled every single restaurant I passed by, bro. Man, you talking about, man, somebody who want to run up in one of the restaurant bad as a fool, man. You know what I'm saying? It got a little bit better the closer I got to the crib. Then I live in the sticks. So the closer I got to the crib, wasn't no more restaurants. It was trees and deer and fucking skunks and all that. But, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. When I first set out, man, I was like, man, I'm finna pull over here, man. Man, let me go to Five Guys, man. Now let me go to Chick-fil-A over here, man. Now, you know what, man? They go a Little Caesar, man. I can run there and get a piece right. Man, let me go over here to now. Oh man, you know what? They go to Cupcake, man. Let me go, man. Everything tasted, everything sounded good. But I just went on, made that beeline to the crib, man. I ain't stopped nowhere. I just kept it moving. So you have to understand, man, that having a routine, having a disciplined program. Yeah, let's not use the word routine anymore. Having a disciplined program, and see, just because your program is disciplined, that's just half the battle. You have to be disciplined enough to stick to your disciplined program. Matter of fact, your program does not become disciplined until you have the discipline to stick to the program. There's no such thing as just a bare program being disciplined. So when my brother said a disciplined program, he's talking about the program he was sticking to. That's what made it disciplined. So that's what we're talking about. So we're actually embracing self-imprisonment. You have to imprison yourself into your own mind, into your own soul, into your own heart, into your own environment, into your own goals, into your own outlooks, into your own opinions, into your own viewpoints. You have to imprison yourself into the prison of you. You are your prison. Lock yourself away. Stay on top of your things. Deal with the world from the perspective of a man who cannot afford to get caught up in the world. And that's the only way to master this thing, man. There's no other way to master this. Another thing that happens there. Working out is a necessity if you want to be in the best position to handle whatever comes your way. Well, guess what? It's the same damn thing out here in the free world. Being in the best possible shape you could be in is absolutely necessary to be prepared for everything that comes your way. Wouldn't you hate to be the man who's out with your woman or your women or your child or your children or with anybody, and some pop off and you can't defend yourself and your people in an effective enough way to ward off a threat? You ain't got to kill nobody, but you got to, listen, there's a such thing as you looking like somebody that don't nobody want to mess with. They just move on to an easier mark. And if you look like you in that type of shape and you look like you can get physical like that, a lot of time, man, they'll just move on to somebody else, man. Nobody who's out here trying to hit a lick wants to pick a hard lick over an easy lick. Nobody wants to pick a hard lick over an easy lick. So don't make yourself an easy lick by looking like, hey, man, I think I can take him. I can take him. Because he don't look like he in no type of shape. Do you want to be the man that's intimidated by a confrontation with a man who is in great shape? Or do you want to be the man who said, this cat say one more word, I'm finna knock his ass out? Or do you want to be that cat? Which do you want to be? Make the choice and be which one of these cats you want to be. But I'm going to tell you, if you ain't taking care of yourself, if you ain't hitting the eye, man, let me tell you something. I heard the homie Chris Jones say, man, even if you ain't going to diet right, if you ain't going to eat right, at least work out and be fat swole. At least be fat swole. Or as the homie, I can't remember this boy, man. I can't remember his name, man. His joint say, his slogan is to the max. But he's a comedian cat and does a bunch of skits. I can't remember this cat name for nothing, man. But anyway, the cat called himself Chuff. Nigga say he Chuff, which is a combination of chubby and buff. Nigga say he Chuff. And if you ain't gonna be ripped, if you ain't gonna be lean, if you ain't gonna be swole, at least be Chuff. Don't just be chubby buff. Just look like a big dude who look like if you dieted right, you'd be a beast. At least work out. Big Jaw, that's his name, yeah. If you're not gonna work out, eat clean. If you're not gonna eat clean, work out. Preferably you do both. But if you're not gonna do both, pick one and do it. If you're not gonna be muscular, at least don't be fat. Take care of yourself. Yeah, you the only woman in here. This grown man talk. If you're 15, you're too young for this. We're gonna get you on out of here. This ain't for you. Don't come back until you get about 3 years older. Air Force B's brother said, go in, Dr. BOA, eat clean and work out and at least drink some water. That's it, man. That's it. Appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. If she doesn't submit, you must quit. That's real talk, man. Appreciate the $2 super chat as well. That's the reality of it, man. You gotta keep in mind, man, that you are responsible for the quality of your life. No one else is. You are responsible for the quality of your life. I don't care what nobody else say. I don't care what nobody else think. I don't care what nobody else promise you. I don't care what nobody else got to say about it. I don't care if nobody else is against it. You got to be for it. And that comes with getting your butt somewhere, man, working your body, working your muscle, building your muscle. Let me tell you something, man. Your bone mineral density leaves you quickly after about the age of 30. Your bone mineral density starts to leave you. And the only way to slow that down is to work out. The only way to slow down loss of bone mineral density is to work out. And I ain't talking about on no treadmill, on no bike. I'm talking about some resistance training. You know, I prefer calisthenics. You know, I'm just a calisthenics type of guy. I prefer calisthenics. But I do hit the iron, man, with the incline bench. I do hit the iron with that, and I do hit the iron with some rows. But I prefer calisthenics for almost everything. Another thing is this, man. Those guys have a restricted diet. Now, granted, they may not like their restricted diet because I'm gonna be honest with you, ain't many of them you're gonna go to, man, and you're gonna be eating gourmet meals. Not from them serving it. I mean, you get access to whatever you want to get access to if you got the right paper and the right plugs. But for the most part, what they coming up with on them trays, bro, that ain't gonna sustain you, man. That ain't gonna make you fat. I'll tell you that. Might tear your stomach up, but it ain't gonna make you fat. Restricted diet with zero access to fast food. Now let me tell you something. Give yourself zero access to fast food unless you got that cheat meal one day a week. And let me tell you something about cheat meals. If you're not in a caloric deficit, your body don't need no cheat meal. You don't need no cheat meal just because you're working out every day. A cheat meal is based on you being in a caloric deficit for 6 days. And in order to keep your body from going catabolic, which science has kind of shown that about 5 or 6 days is the point where your body will go catabolic if you just keep dieting over and over and over again. That's why when you see people that diet for a long time, like even if they just go vegan or they do, you know, some other kind of crazy diet and they just diet straight through, they lose weight, but their body still look bad. Like man, I've seen people lose 100 pounds, man. They just like a 100-pound smaller version of who they were before. Their body shape didn't change. So if you're in a caloric deficit, you know, which means you're eating fewer calories than it takes to maintain your life, you know, and everything that goes with that, then you need to carb back up with a cheat meal. Just to let your body know, hey, man, we're not starving. You ain't got to go catabolic and start trying to consume my muscles and conserve fat. That's what a cheat meal is for. If you're not in a caloric deficit, stay the hell away from cheat meals. If you're not in a caloric deficit, you eat cheat meals every day. Every calorie you eat over what you need to maintain your weight is a cheat meal. That's a cheat calorie. But if you get the 200 cheat calories, homie, that's a meal. Not a big meal, but a meal starts at 200 calories. Anything 200 calories or more is considered a meal. That's why if you notice all those little bars like the Quest bar and the One bar and the Cliff bar, all those bars hover around 200, 210, 220 pounds. You're never going to get, now you could get protein bars that's bigger with more calories, but most of the average little bar is around 200 calories, because 200 calories or so is roughly, and if you look at the Quest bar can afford to go up to 220 because most time they got like 14 grams of fiber or 21 grams of fiber or something crazy like that. And you know, fiber kind of negates carbs. You don't have to count fiber and carbs. If you got fiber, you can pull it away from the carbs if you didn't know that. So 200 calories makes it a cheat meal. Stop eating fast food, man. And some of you should never eat. You know what I'm saying? There's certain fast food. I'm not gonna call them out in here, man, because I remember last time Oprah Winfrey did that, man. They set her back $1 million trying to fight them off in court. But there's certain fast foods you shouldn't eat, and I'm quite sure you know which ones they are. You know what I'm saying? There's certain fast foods that no one should eat. And another thing, no access to porn. You know how you stop having access to porn? Stop going in your computer, going to your window, typing in the porn site, and clicking go. Stop browsing on the porn site. That's how you eliminate your access to porn. I'm going to be honest with you, brothers, and it's real talk. When you think about porn, there's two issues with it. For one, most men aren't watching just women. So if you're watching a woman and a man have sex, let me ask you a question. How are you aroused by watching a man have sex with a woman? Or if you want to flip it the other way, watching a woman have sex with a man? I understand you've been aroused by a beautiful woman, but how are you aroused by watching a nude man use his tool to ravish a woman? I want you to wrap your mind around what you're watching when you watch. And it's a big deal. I watch heterosexual porn. Well, why are you watching a man, a butt-naked man, using his tool to ravish a woman? How are you, my brother, aroused by that? It's what I want to know. How are you aroused by a woman giving a man that's not you brain? How are you aroused by that? I don't understand. How are you aroused by a man giving a woman brain? I guess let me ask you the question like this. How are you aroused by anything on your phone, on your computer, on your laptop, wherever you are, that involves a man exposing his wood? How does anything, I don't care what's going on in there. I don't care if two women in there getting it in and they beautiful. If that dude got his wood out, that should be the end of the arousal for you. That should be the end of it. Help me understand how it's not. You got to understand, man, when you are doing things that are detrimental to your manhood and masculinity, you are one step from being a cuck, man. You are one step from inviting a man into your home to have sex with your woman while you watch. You're one step away from that. The only difference in this is that ain't your woman. That's the only thing separating you from being a cuckold, man. We have to understand, brothers, and this is the reality of the life we live. There are things that are detrimental to your very existence. Many things that are detrimental to your very existence. And there are some things that are detrimental to my very existence. I got 415, 418 watching, man. I got 69 likes and 5 dislikes. The bottom line is this, brothers, and I wish I could say this in a better way. There are reasons why men who've been to prison beat Father Time. 10 to be precise. Heightened levels of testosterone that are unmatched in any other environment in the world. No stresses and drama from worrying about the everyday issues of the free world. You ain't got to worry about if you're going to get fired from your job, you say the wrong thing to the woman who keep talking crazy to you. You ain't got to worry about that in there. You got to worry about other things, but not that. Number 3, there's no feminine energy and the issues that come with it that cause issues between men, cause men to go at each other's throat, cause men to fight, even cause men to die. None of that takes place. If 9 times out of 10, if you're going to get killed behind the wall, it ain't behind a woman. And so you can eliminate that stress. And then you ain't got to worry about what your woman doing. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got time to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about calling her and she ain't answering the phone. Because you ain't going to be calling her all the time. I mean, you could. Most people, you can get a cell phone, but you understand what I'm saying. You ain't got to worry about where she at. How come she ain't home yet? You don't know if she at home or not. You ain't got to worry about why them hickeys on her neck. You can't see her neck. You ain't got to worry about who she pregnant by Because while you locked up, she had an abortion already. You don't never know she been pregnant. You see how many things a man outside will have to deal with that you don't have to deal with, hypothetically. And there are more things that you can add to that list. Number 4, you got a set routine that eliminates the need to stress about the nuances of an ever-changing landscape in the free world. You don't have to worry about waking up to no surprises. You don't have to worry about waking up and your world is different. You don't have to worry about waking up and the company that you have been with for 20 years has shut down and they're not giving nobody no severance packages and you ain't got to go to work today. You can't even clean out your office. They'll send it to you, they say. You ain't got to worry about somebody at the job that set you up, say you did something that they really did, and now you about to get fired or prosecuted. You ain't got to worry about getting pulled over by the cops. You ain't got to worry about being on dark country road getting pulled over by the cops and trying to see if you're gonna blast your way out or you gonna go fast and get your way out. You don't know. You ain't got to worry about none of those things. You don't really have to worry about bills, man. Of course, you want to contribute to your family, man. Hopefully you left some money behind for them, but if not, you want to get on your grind, man, and that, man, and figure out a way to contribute to your family, or you just want to say, okay, you want to, me, myself, bro, I'll be honest with you. I would prefer to tell my old lady, hey, look, Shawty, I'm about to go do this bid right here, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna really, I can't really do that right now. I ain't gonna have no expectations or none of that. I'd rather just cut ties before I go in, man. You know what I'm saying? Like cut those type of ties, those type of romantic ties. You understand what I'm saying? Because hopefully if you're doing something, man, that's going to get you behind the wall, man, you at least got a couple of $1,000s you can put on your own books. You know what I'm saying? You at least got a couple of G's you can put on your own books to help float you through there for a while anyway. If not, then you need to be a good boy. Go to school. Go get a job or something, man. Be a good boy. Go get your education. There ain't no place for you, man, if you can't even do that for yourself. You really can't. Another thing is this. They're not caught up on that social media foolishness. Do you know how many people waste their lives seeking and giving validation on social media? Do you know how many people waste their lives giving and receiving validation on social media? Empty validation. Validation that don't even mean, man, let me tell you something, man. There's women going crazy, man, because they can't see the likes on Instagram no more. I'm talking about going crazy. But it means absolutely nothing. When you're behind the wall, you don't live in a fantasy world. You can't afford to. It's too real in the field. And you got to implement that in your real life, man. You can't afford to live in a fantasy world. Life is passing you by while you're living in a fantasy world. You got to keep it real, man, because it's real in the field. Everything out here is real. You got to hold it down for yourself because you never know what's going to come your way. And that's real talk, man. And you at least need to be looking for it. Keep your eyes peeled for it or something, man. Come on, what's the business? Another thing is this, man. You're not giving your strength and peace away through the process of giving all your testosterone to women because you can't stop having sex with every woman you come across. Let me tell you something. It's funny to me how men in the free world act like they gonna die if they don't get every piece of sex they can. I swear, they act like it's gonna kill them. It's gonna kill them dead if they don't get every piece of sex that they can get. But this man behind the wall, man, that ain't had a woman in 10 years, man. And they come out and look like they ain't aged a bit. While you getting all the sex you can get, and boy, you the age 10 years and 5 years. You look like your daddy, boy. I'm not talking about look like his son. I'm talking about y'all look like brothers. And you've been getting all the sex. Now, what that tell you? It tells you that sex ain't necessary to maintain your youthful exuberance and vitality, your youthful appearance, your high testosterone level. That's what it tells you. It tells you to stop tricking off your strength. Stop being a freak for pleasure. You're a grown man, dog. You too old to be thinking with your little head. Think with the big head. It's the one with the brain in it. How you gonna think with the head that ain't got no brain? Come on, bro. It ain't that hard, man. It's really not that hard. Another thing is those brothers get adequate rest because it's lights out at the same time every night. Man, let me tell you something. There's no greater travesty than you knowing you got to get up at 5 o'clock and you up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Not because you sick, not because you working, not because you working out, not because you traveling, because you watching TV. I want you to think about what that means. You up at 2 o'clock in the morning. You got to be up at 5 because you watching TV, dog. What the hell is even on TV at 2 o'clock in the morning that you got to watch so badly, man? It's crazy out here, man. 563 people watching this very entertaining episode of the King Ray Ray Show, and I only got 79 likes. So, that leads me to believe that everybody who watching must be in prison, and it's lights out. And you can't hit the like button. Because if you're in the free world, hit the damn free like button. It's free, man. If you're not getting adequate rest, bro, because you up watching TV, and even worse than that, you got to be up at 5 o'clock. And you done let this woman tell you, convince you that the best thing for you to do is to have sex with her at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you're anything like me, after sex, I'm awake. I'm woke after that, man. Like, I ain't never been put to sleep. I'm woke for a good hour after that. So if I spend 45 minutes to an hour breaking her back, well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 20 minutes to 30 minutes breaking her back. I'm still up for an hour after that. So it's 2 o'clock. I break her back. I'm up to 3:30. I got to get up at 5. Shout it. You better go to sleep and leave me the hell alone. We got all day tomorrow for this. Another thing, another benefit they get, man, being behind the wall, is working out is a necessity if you're in that environment, because you got to be prepared to handle whatever comes your way, man. You got to be prepared to handle whatever comes your way. And in a physical environment that's overrunning with testosterone, boy, you better be physically fit. If you can't beat somebody, boy, you better make sure they know they got in a fight. My granddad always told me that. My granddad told me, if you know you're finna fight, go ahead and get the first lick so they'll know they're in a fight. They ain't got to worry about you being scared. They ain't got to worry about you not being ready to fight. If you know somebody want to fight, and I said, I was about 9. I said, well, Granddad, how I know if somebody want to fight? He said, if somebody say something, and if they said it to your mama and you'd hit them, if they said it to you, you hit them. He said, if they said to me and you'd hit them, if they said to you, you hit them. If they say certain things they want to fight, as you get older, you'll understand what those things are. And I took that to heart from the time I was 9 years old. Certain things you say to me, you want to fight. Ain't no need for me to talk after that. I'm going to damn near always get the first lick, because I ain't going to start no fight. I ain't going to pick nobody. I ain't going to start in there with you. But if you start something with me while you talking, you're going to catch one off top. Because if you let me know you want to fight, I'm not going to be able to get out of a fight unless I fight you. I'm not running. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be able to get out of a fight unless I fight you. So I'm going to go ahead and fight you. And that's the reality of it, man. So You gotta work out in the free world, man, because you got even more obstacles to deal with out here. You got more things to deal with. You got to worry about somebody running up on you, possibly with a pistol out here. Now, I ain't gonna tell you could beat a man with a pistol if you just because you physically fit. But what I'm telling you, if you're in the best shape you could possibly be in, if there's an opportunity to overtake him, you feel confident in taking it. It's not like everybody who's ever pulled a gun has been successful in robbing. Plenty of cats who pulled a gun and got the brakes beat off of them. Plenty of cats that got whooped. I actually saw a cat get whooped. You know what I'm saying? He rolled up, man. And he was actually, man, rolling up. I ain't know what was going on. He was actually rolling up, man, confront one of my partners, man. I ain't really know what was going on. But man, he had a pistol on him and everything. Next thing I know, man, my partner, older brother, came through, man. And man, listen, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. I watched all Mike Tyson fights, and Mike Tyson ain't never hit nobody harder than my partner brother hit this dude. I'm talking about, man, knocked him out, straight out. That nigga, he was on the bed like a dead cockroach. I said, damn, that's crazy, man. That was crazy, man. So I say this, man, be in the best shape you could be in. Another thing they have in there, man, they have a restricted diet. They not stopping by McDonald's every day getting fat. Man, let me tell you something. I had an account at a hospital, man, and there was a chick in there, man. When I tell you, man, she was every bit about 500 pounds, man. Every bit about 500 pounds. And I noticed that, you know, people who had to be to work at a certain time, they're in a morning routine because you got to be to work at a certain time. So wherever they're going to stop at to get breakfast, they already know. And I noticed that when I was going to that account, I'd always pass by a McDonald's going there, and I always see her car in there. Once I realized what her car was, because I saw her in it, then I realized I used to always see her in that line. And so I had to, she was the head honcho on the building. She HNIC, head nigger in charge. And so I had to talk to her about something. I can't remember what it was. And I went in there and I realized she had 2 sausage biscuits and some cinnamon roll thing they have in there. And I said, is that what you be getting when I be seeing you at McDonald's? So she said, yeah. I said, I get it every morning. I was like, every morning? And I felt like, on what was it? Was it Harlem Nights? No, it wasn't Harlem Nights. It was Life. When they rolled up down in the country, Mississippi, man, to get that liquor, and they said, hey, I'm looking for Tiny. And that big white boy said, you found him. Eddie Murphy eyes got big. That's how I looked at her. My eyes got big like that. Like, damn, you eat this every day? Every day. Like every morning, this is what you eat. 2 sausage biscuits and a big cinnamon roll every morning. And then you come sit down at this desk every morning. Now wonder your body looks the way it looks. And this is how you gonna be. So Air Force BZs, man, appreciate the $10 super chat. Brother said you don't have a couple $1,000 saved up to help you out when you're behind bar. Be a good boy. Go get a job, man. Be a good boy. I'll say, Dr. B.O., you off the chain. Hey, that's real talk, bro. Real talk. So, I look at it, man, and I say this, brothers. The reality of life is this. You got to take care of yourself. Whether you behind the wall or whether you out here. I just wanted to come in and give you some tips so you can understand why men who go behind the wall come out, man, looking like they ain't aged a day. And you would think in that environment, if you don't know, that they be stressed the hell out, that they be getting old in there, man, but let me tell you something. The key to all of this. Oh, and there's one more thing. They have the no access to porn. And we already talked about the porn thing, about why I don't even understand. We're not even talking about the concept of porn. I'm going to be honest with you, brother. If you watch porn, the only porn I can see a man watching is like a chick who's just maybe there by herself, man, and maybe twerking or even masturbating. I can see you watching that, but I can't see you watching no porn, man, once a man gets involved in it. I just can't see that. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that concept. Now, if somebody can explain it to me, please do. But I don't understand it. I don't understand what part of that. I mean, unless you're trying to watch and learn some tips, but if you're watching it for arousal, I just don't understand it, dog. I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't understand that. Tayon Jackson, man, appreciate that $2 super chat. I'm gonna say, boy, went night night. Yeah, night night, nigga. Night night. Yeah, you went night night like a mug, bro. D Flemings, man, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Brother say instant classic King Ray Ray. Salute, bro. Ain't no doubt, bro. Hey, I appreciate you and my brother YMC, man, holding me down in here, man. Mountainmo came through, man. The Mod Squad is in the building, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers, man. So the reason that benefits them, man, is because of semen retention and no fap. You know what I'm saying? And my young homie Clinks, man, always talks about that. Always talks about it. And so, you know, I'll do something about it, man. I'll give you some real statistics on Patreon, man. I'll really get into it. I'm gonna start really y'all just watch, man. You know what I'm saying? Patreon is getting good, man. You know what I'm saying? It's getting better and better and better. And there's some things that I can share over there that I can't share over here, especially since the brothers decided that they prefer MP3s. I can get physical with the MP3s because I can upload straight from my joint. No need to go through YouTube or no other platform. So the brothers said they prefer the MP3s. Man, I'm finna get that raw. I'm talking about that raw, homies. But anyway, man, I say this to you, man. This is your life you living. You got to do what's best for your life. And you got to take tidbits of information from wherever you can get it from. If that means you got to take some from men in prison, take some. If that means you got to take some from D-boys, take some. If that means you got to take some from gangsters, take some. If that means you got to take some from the mafia, take some. If that means you got to take some from politicians, take some. If that means you got to take some from the nigga that don't do nothing but sit at do dirty house playing Madden all day, take some. If you got to take some from your daddy, from your uncle, from your brother, from your enemies, from your granddad, from your coach, wherever you got to get the information you need to navigate this life from, brother, you got to get it, you got to apply it. And that's how you become the best version of yourself, man. That's how you become the best version of yourself. China, what's good, shawty? MP3s, man, upload on Patreon, man. Go ahead and join the Patreon. My people are putting the Patreon links in the chat right now. Go ahead and do that, man. The next Patreon drop, man, will be tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. 11:59 p.m. every Friday. I do a huge content drop on Patreon. I'm adding even more. I do a 20-piece. I call it a 20-piece. I call it 20-piece honey mustard. You know what I'm saying? If you want your 20-piece honey mustard wing, then you drop on through Patreon, man. Every Friday night, 11:59 p.m., I hit you with a 20-piece honey mustard wing, please. So I say this, man. Take all the information you can get. Apply it to your life. Be dominant in your own life, and then you can be dominant in your woman's life. And she'll enjoy it. She'll appreciate it, and she'll understand it because she'll look at the fruits of your life. And she'll say, damn, I want my life like his. It's as simple as that, brothers. So I appreciate everybody coming through the joint, man. Mountainmo, my brother. YMC, my brother. D Flemings, my brother. I appreciate everybody coming through the joint, man. It's been real in the field, man. The biggest joint that we've had so far. And it's crazy that it's on the King Ray Ray channel. How ironic is it that we're on the King Ray Ray channel and we're sitting here with 818 people watching the live stream, brothers. This is a great accomplishment, man, for me and my brothers. Everybody who support me all the time, man. It's been real in the field, man. I appreciate this, man. And my brother C say one other thing most men in prison can do better than men in the free world is be real. That man, hold up, boy. Hey, before we go, we got to touch on that one. My brother say one other thing most men in prison can do better than men in the free world is be real with themselves. Be real with themselves. Come on, brothers. Be real with themselves. Now, why is that? Because there's no one to impress. There's no one to impress. Real recognize real. So the more men convert to being real, could convert to accepting themselves, convert to being the man that they're supposed to be behind the wall, you ain't got no choice but to do it, because if you fake, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. So you have no choice but to be who you are. You can't go in there and fake like you ain't a fun boy, because they're going to feel it on you. The energy going to come off you. You can't go in there and fake like you're a gangster, because the energy gonna come off you. You got to keep it 100 with yourself. And let me tell you something. The world we live in now would be a better place if men would just keep it real with themselves. Because if you can't keep it real with yourself, man, boy, you ain't gonna never keep it real with nobody else. You fake. That's the bottom line. If you can't keep it real with you, man, you fake. And that's why a lot of times, man, you see men who are afraid to go around other men, afraid to be in the company of other men. Because this is what you got to understand. Everybody understands two things. Real recognize real. Everybody understands that. Everybody knows that. Everybody talks about that. But the one thing we forget in all of that is that if real recognize real, real damn sure recognize fake. If I know if you real, don't you think I know if you not? That's what we have to get our minds around. Real recognize fake. And you can't fake being real unless you're around some other fake cats. When real cats come around, man, the energy, real is about energy. You can't fake real energy. You can fake real actions. That's why you see these chicks around here talking about, man, I like thugs. I like thugs. Shawty, let me tell you something. Every nigga with a gun and a tattoo ain't a damn thug. You understand? Everybody with a gun and a tattoo ain't a thug. Some of them boys got both parents at home and all their neighbors white. And they just went and got a tattoo. And they got their daddy gun. You got to understand who you're dealing with based on the energy. Every woman who act like she love you don't love you. You got to understand her energy. Every man that act like he want to marry you don't want to marry you, shawty. You got to understand the energy. Everybody who act like they're your partner ain't your partner for real. You got to understand how to gauge the energy of a person. And the only way to understand how to gauge the energy of a person, you got to be real with your own energy. You learn energy from learning yourself. You learn wisdom from embracing wisdom yourself. You learn righteousness from embracing righteousness yourself. You learn fitness by getting fit yourself. And you learn realness by being real yourself. And that's the reality of it, man. Nothing could be, I mean, listen, brother, I'm not going to tell you nothing that ain't right. Because if I don't know it, I ain't going to say it. But you got to understand that the energy here on this platform can be whatever it is. That's why you got to be careful where you spend your time, but not just on this platform. When you're in front of that trick box, you got to make sure that you know where you're spending your time. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you got to make sure you know where you're spending your time. And you ain't wasting your time on something that's counterproductive and ineffective. You could die tomorrow. You're going to spend today on something counterproductive and ineffective. Your whole world could come crumbling down on you tomorrow. You're going to spend today doing something that's counterproductive and ineffective. You could hit a financial crisis tomorrow. You're going to spend today blowing all your damn money on something foolish. You're going to gamble all your money away. You're going to smoke and drink all your money away. You're going to trick all your money away. That's why I say a man who got a wife at home, a man who has a wife at home has no business going anywhere tricking off on another one. Now, if you have multiple households that you take care of, something totally different. We're not going to even get into that on this particular thing. That's a show all in itself. But a man who got a wife at home now, a wife that you sworn your allegiance to, you in a monogamous relationship with a wife because you told her, baby, it's just me and you, till death do us part, through thick and thin, sickness and health, rich and poor, fatter or skinnier, we gonna be together, me and you. You ain't got no business going nowhere tricking off on the woman. Nowhere. But a man cannot do what he needs to do in his life. That's how you end up married to the wrong woman. That's how you end up hanging with the wrong partners. That's how you end up at some church worshiping the wrong God. Because you don't know how to do what's best for you. You don't have the balls to do what's best for you. And the crazy thing is, it's an oxymoron to say you don't have the balls to do what's best for you, because you got a pair. You don't have the intestinal fortitude to use them. And that is the main issue that we're dealing with in this particular society. Young manhood channel, what's good, brother? Appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. Say salute to your work ethic, bro. No doubt, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. You know, we have to keep in mind one thing, brothers. When you're on your deathbed, you're going to have two options. And I say this on the way out the door, man. You're going to have two options. Two options. You're either going to sit there with a smile on your face, telling your family as they gather around you how much you enjoyed this life, giving them words of wisdom and advice about how to move forward without you. Tell them all you love them, and you don't know if you're going to be able to watch them from where you're going, but if the stories are true from what you heard, you're going to watch them where you're going, and you'll always be there with them. And don't mourn you. Understand that you lived a good life, and you hope they live a life that was half as good as yours. You're going to either do that, or you're going to sit there and you're going to be miserable, man. You're going to be miserable. I'm talking about 100% miserable, man. Living with regret. Inviting death, telling death to hurry up and come on. Because you can't stand the pain of looking back on your life at all the things you should have, would have, could have done that you didn't do. All the things you knew you should have done that you didn't have the intestinal fortitude to go through with. All the business you could have started that you didn't have the balls to leave your job and go start. All the money you could have made if you wouldn't have been such a lazy cat to trick off all this money. All the lives you could have affected if you wasn't so selfish that all you thought about was yourself. And then you sit there and you look back and you realize that your life was worthless, man. You didn't do nothing but get up every day, go to a job, come home. For 40 years, you did that. Until you got so old that they kick you out the door and say, you too old, you can't work no more. Go sit at home and get that little bit of Social Security that they got for you if they got some left for you. That's your life, dog. You didn't affect nobody's life. All you got left is memories of what could have been, bro. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. If that's what you got to look forward to, boy, you better pray that you live forever. But in the meantime, I want you to look at your life, look at the things you need to change, and change them right now. I know a lot of y'all going, I'm going to wait till the first of the year. Damn the first of the year. It's about to be December 13th all over the country. I'm 6 minutes away from it on Central Standard Time now. It's about to be midnight where I am. It's about to be December 13th, which means you got roughly 2.5 weeks or so to get a head start on the first of the year, changing whatever you need to change. You ain't got no time to waste. Who you think you are? Just tell me who in the hell you think you are. I got 2 weeks. I got 2.5 weeks. I'm just going to wait 2.5 weeks. Man, you done waited your whole life. Look at your body. You got time to waste? Look at your finances. You got time to waste? Look at your family relationship. You got time to waste? Look at that business you've been trying to start all these years. Your ass just ain't started it yet. You got time to waste, dog? No, man, you ain't got no time to waste. You got to start, man. Listen, when you close your eyes, you better wake your ass up with a new leaf on life, man. Wake up with a new lease on life. Start building yourself tomorrow. When you wake up, when the sun come up, it's a new day in your life. It ain't just a new day in the world. It's a new day for you. You get to wake up tomorrow, man, and change your life however you want to. And you know how you change your life? By changing your outlook on your life. Stop accepting the failure that you have in your life. Stop accepting being dissatisfied with what you've accomplished. Stop accepting being in a position that you absolutely hate. And you're just going to accept it and embrace it like a chump. Stop being a chump, man. Be real with yourself. Air Force BZs, appreciate the $2 super chat, brother. Brother say, go in, Dr. POA. Brothers, I appreciate this, man. I appreciate it. I was just telling y'all the other day, man, that getting this channel monetized, man, was a great accomplishment. But I'm gonna be honest with you, having 1,000 people in a live stream, brother, for me, it's a great accomplishment, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I was telling somebody earlier today, man, that you know I'm gonna start dropping these scriptures on this channel, man. And you see, I've been doing that, man. I hit you with the numbers, I hit you with the Psalms, and the very moment I did that, man, this is how the Most High rewards me, man, for that. Now, this may not be anything to y'all, but this is a major reward from the Most High for me. This is the Most High letting me know with you, my son, I'm well pleased. And I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. If I could do anything, man, to stay on the mission that I need to be on, bro, then I'm gonna do that. And it may be unorthodox. I ain't no Baptist preacher. I ain't no religious cat. I'm not going to be in here. I'm going to use some profanity sometime, and sometime I'm going to use a lot of it. But if you fickle enough to worry about how I deliver the message, then it ain't for you anyway. You understand? So, hey, man, D. Flemings, I appreciate the $3 super chat, man. Yo, y'all join me in the morning, man. You know, I go down the road, man. We'll be on the early morning motivation. In the morning, man, I got a great one for y'all in the morning, man. Of course, we'll jump back off into the word, man. You know how I get down with that. So the early morning motivation, man, will be ready in the morning. We'll rock it out about, it's going to be a little bit early in the morning, man. We'll rock it out about, oh, it's going to be early, man. Maybe too early for some of y'all, man. We're probably going to rock it out, man, around by 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, man. Early morning motivation. But I'll leave it up. It'll be up for y'all, man, if y'all want to come through and check it out after that. Corey Robinson, man, appreciate the $2 super chat, my brother. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate everybody coming through, man. This was a great stream, man. I appreciate all the support. Let's get on out of here, man. Everybody, man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night, man. And we'll get some rest, man, because it's time for all of us to be in the bed now. I got to be up in the morning. I don't have to be up every morning. I got to be up in the morning. And if you got to be up, go ahead and get you some rest, man. And you know, I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Salute to my mod squad. Everybody who super chatted. I appreciate it. We out. King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ah.